first time debut FAKER interview. Let's go.
I interviewed FAKER a few days ago, and I told him a joke, and he didn't like the joke, and I felt like I was gonna die. So I wanted to ask, how did you get the balls to do that? Does he think it's a good joke?
몇 점 정도 드리고 싶나요?
5.
5? 10점 만점에?
100점 만점.
Out of 100.
5 out of 100.
What the ain't no way.
Hello, welcome to Worlds 2024. I'm here with the illustrious, the man of mystery himself, probably the best player of all time. It's an honor to be with you, FAKER.
Not probably, bro. The GOAT. No one debates he's the GOAT.
I've been waiting for this interview for my entire life. It feels like this is the pinnacle of it for me. Nostalgia is something that I can imagine you've experienced a lot of in your career. And I vow as an interviewer to bring players, even a player as big as you, back to a place that they might not remember necessarily. Do you remember your lucky song back from 2015?
이제 인터뷰어로서 또 완전 선수분들의 회상을 좀 도와줄 수 있는 그런 요소를 찾아오는 일에 몰두한다고 하시는데요. 15년도에 혹시 페이커 선수에게 좀 럭키 송이 있었던 거 기억하시나요?
아니요.
No.
Let me play it for you.
들어보시고 기억이 나는지.
예.
So this is a song that I watched a video that has very small amount of views. It's from 2014 or 2015 on the T1 channel. And it's because this is a Surinamese song, but it accidentally sounds like good luck in Korean. And you were sitting in a chair with no shoes.
Dude, he understands English. Dude, all I'm saying is like, if we want to get viewership back in North America, all I'm saying is, hey, FAKER, bro, if you win one more world championship, like you really don't have anything else to do in Korea. Like you've already accomplished it all. You might as well just spend the twilight of your career on a beach in Santa Monica. That's all I'm saying.
On and saying that this was going to bring you luck. And I hope that by hearing it again, you will also be lucky for this Worlds.
IMT FAKER. Oh my God. IMT FAKER. Oh my God.
뭐야?
그 뭐예요?
어떤 사람이 사연이랑 같이 피가 잡고 있어서 이 노래를 틀어놓고
이거 틀고 뽑기하면 잘 뽑힌대.
근데 진짜 제가 같이
But you know what I thought of yesterday? Hold up. Before we keep going. You know what I thought of yesterday? So like FAKER was like, I feel like everyone's favorite player of all time at a point. Like for me up until about like 2018, 2019, FAKER was obviously my favorite player as well. And then over time, like I started to just like I always have like a bias towards underdogs, but I started liking just like other players' playstyles more than FAKER's. But the weirdest thing about FAKER's career is that it feels like when he was like the best player in the world, indisputably, early on in his career, there was so many people that were actually trying to like detract from like his greatness. So it was like, dude, he's just the best player of all time. He's already the GOAT. He's won multiple worlds. And it felt like there were still people like, there was like weird narratives like maybe somebody else is the best player on the team. It's like Bang now has 2 like championships. He's the carry of the team. The team plays around Bang. It's like, because he's the fucking 80 carry, like whatever. And there was like narratives that tried to detract from FAKER's greatness when he was in his prime. And now that FAKER is much worse in comparison to other players, it feels like now is when he has like the most supporters. Like now is when people are defending him the most, when like people like Chovy are just like objectively better individual players than him. I always feel like that's like the weirdest part. Like, yeah, like people were saying like, oh, Marin's the best player on this 2015. But like, it's like, no. FAKER is still the best player of this team. Like, but Easy Hoon is taking, like, I think Easy Hoon might be better than FAKER. There was all these like dumbass discussions that people were having where it was so clear that FAKER was like he is the player. But people wanted to detract from his career so much back then. And now it's like in the worst part of his career. I mean, he's at obviously the worst part of the greatest player of all time's career is not like bad. It's still insane. But it's like compared to other players, he has taken a step back. But now is when it feels like it's the most illegal to say anything negative about FAKER. It is weird.
이제 그때 당시에 이제 이 영상이 깔린 T1의 그 채널에 있었던 비디오가 되게 화제가 됐는데 뭐 의자에 맨발로 앉으신 채로 이 노래가 나오고 있었을 때 뭐 행운을 가져다주는 노래다라고 하셨던 그게 기억나서 이번에 한 번 더 들려드리면서 행운을 또 이번 월즈 가져다드리고 싶다고 하네요.
Thank you.
Fair enough. Loyalty is a characteristic that anyone, it's admirable for them to have, and you've been loyal to T1 for so long. But one thing that people don't talk about with you in terms of loyalty is you've been loyal to the same haircut for so long, signature haircut. So you've been very loyal to your barber as well. I wondered if you had to critique your barber for anything, do you think maybe he would not be so good at drafting because he seems to have very limited picks?
또 이제
terms of
존경하게 받는 그런 인물들의
예.
또 공통적인 성품 중에 하나가 이제 충성심이라고 생각을 하는데요. 페이커 선수도 언제나 T1이라는 단 하나의 구단에 굉장히 충성적으로 오래 활동해 오셨고, 근데 또 하나 충성심을 갖고 있는 게 제 생각에는 같은 미용실에 충성심을 갖고 있는 것 같아요. 언제나 같은 헤어스타일을 이제 추구하시는데, 만약에 내가 나의 이발사, 나의 바버한테 한 가지 좀 비판을 할 수 있다면, 이제 사실은 헤어스타일이 너무
I
국한돼서
like how she translated like the part of the joke because she's like, Don Jake is an idiot and he probably won't understand this. So I'm going to translate like even like what the joke is supposed to be. Nice.
롤의 코치라고 생각하면 뱀픽을 못할 것이다. 왜냐면 하나밖에 못하니까. 뭐 이런 생각에 동의하시나요?
Yes.
He agrees with you.
Say, I'm very grateful for the quality time that we're spending together.
서로 이렇게 고품격 시간을 함께 보낼 수 있어서 너무 좋다고 하네요.
Do you think that your signature
Fingers. Look at him, bro. He's just looking down, bro. Oh man, this is crazy.
haircut would work on someone like me?
Bro, I feel like no haircut could ever work on you, Don Jake. What the fuck do you mean, bro?
그럼 저도 어울릴 것 같나요? 이 헤어스타일?
안 어울릴 것 같아.
I'll show him why it wouldn't work.
왜 한번 보여드리겠다고. 안 어울릴 것 같아.
What does he think about that?
어때요? 머리 스타일?
좋은 것 같아요.
Really cool.
Really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool that you have bad genetics and went bald at like 20, dude. That's so cool. Oh, it's so cool, bro. Bro, the O meant so much more than what he said. The O was like, oh.
So one of the things about you is in the last
Faker is trying not to laugh at how bad your genetics are, Don Jake. Can you imagine this, bro? Look at how disgusted he is, bro. This is just pure disgust. This face right, he is so disgusted with you, Don Jake. God damn, bro.
couple of years, you've had to take on that older brother role within T.
I just want you to know, like, this is the GOAT. And this is him next to you. This is
one
what
of
he
the things
thinks
about
of
you
you.
is in the last couple of years, you've had to take on that.
Look at it. Look at that. Look at that face, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Older brother role within T1, and some people might be surprised by that because you were quite you made a lot of jokes when you were younger, but I'm not surprised to learn that because I know that one of your favorite things is dad jokes. You have very dad-like humor. I wanted to know what one of your favorite jokes
I
was.
love dad jokes, bro. I almost bought a dad joke book at Barnes & Noble's yesterday. I fucking love dad jokes.
If you could share it with me.
그리고 최근 몇 년 동안은 이제 페이커 선수가 팀 내에 좀 맏형 포지션을 확고히 좀 가져와 오셨는데, 이제 많은 분들이 페이커 선수의 이런 성장에 또 감명 깊게 보고 있었는데, 이제 저는 사실 놀라지 않았던 게 워낙 아재 개그를 즐겨 하는 분이어서 금방 이렇게 어른 역할을 잘 맡고 적응할 수 있을 것이다라고 생각을 했는데, 최근에 뭐 했던 아재 개그 중에 제일 마음에 드는 거
He's
기억나는 거
sighing.
있어요?
He's disgusted. He's sighing. Like,
최근에는 딱히 하는 게 없어서 딱히 없습니다.
He kind of quit dad jokes recently, so none.
No way. You can't give up dad jokes. They're so good.
왜 최근에 안 하게 됐어요?
그냥 좀 신경 쓸 게 많다 보니까
I have a lot
he's
of
like, I'm trying to win worlds, motherfucker. Like, I'm trying to win my fifth world title. Like, of course I'm not fucking looking up dad jokes.
stuff to like take care of, and like, you know, a lot of minding my own business. So
This
that's
shit isn't ruddy esports, bro. I'm trying to win worlds. I got most likely FlyQuest or by some random piece of luck, Chovy next week. All right.
jokes is like way behind.
Tell him that I'm really sad to hear that, but I understand.
너무 아쉽지만 또 이해가 되는 부분이라고 하네요.
Does he want to hear what my favorite dad joke is?
혹시 아재 개그 한번 들려드려도 될까요?
What's a Korean robot's favorite food? Bibimbap.
Oh God. Oh. Oh, it hurts. It hurts so much.
Bibimbap. And I interviewed Faker a few days ago, and I told him a joke, and he didn't like the joke. and I felt like I was going to die. So I wanted to ask, how did you get the balls to do that? Does he think it's a good joke?
몇 점 정도 드리고 싶나요?
5.
5, 10점 만점에?
100점 만점.
Out of 100.
5 out of 100.
어.
Yeah? Can you tell him that really upsets me because I worked hours on that?
몇 시간 동안 준비한 건데 너무 속상하다.
Hundreds of hours on that one.
그럼 10점 중에 5점으로.
Then he'll go back to 5 out of 10.
The pity 5 out of 10.
Thank you so much for being understanding. Following up on your status as an older brother, we live in an age where it feels like anyone can give advice to anyone and there's no checks and balances in place for that conventional wisdom to be given. I know that you're someone that advocates for reading. You advocate for, you read a lot of self-help books. You recommended the book Instabrain. You also read a lot on neurological sciences. You're all about mastery of the mind. And being that older brother in the team, I wondered if you could share with me the most important piece of advice you think you've ever given to a teammate.
이제 또 맏형 역할을 하는 데 있어서 정말 서로 많은 조언을 주고
I would say probably when he told Antara to go work at McDonald's, that was a pretty useful piece of advice. Maybe something like that.
주고받고 이런 부분은 필요할 것 같고 뭐 이제 페이커 선수는 워낙 독서를 통해서 자기 개발도 많이 하는 걸로 잘 알려져 있고 뭐 인스타브레인이라는 책을 최근에 읽었다고는 인터뷰에서 봤고 그 뇌과학, 뇌신경과학에 대한 책도 읽었다고 하셨는데 그러면 혹시 팀원들에게 해준 조언 중에 제일 생각나는 게 있나요?
그냥 뭐잘
When he said Piglet, go to fucking North America. No! Why'd you do it to me, Faker, bro? Faker, all you had to do was believe in Piglet and say, you know what? Piglet can stay with the boys. We are going to win this again in season 5 as a team. But instead you sent him to me, you motherfucker. Why did you do this to me, Faker? That's the real hatred of T1 right there, bro. This guy gave me Piglet. Ain't no way, bro.
잘하고 하는 게 좀 달아서 잘 먹고 잘 자라고. 네. 네.
Eat well, sleep well. Eat well and sleep well.
But like this, like, okay, it sounds stupid, but I feel like that was actually something that a lot of Korean players struggle with, is like sleeping well. Like, because the culture in Korea is that every hour that you're not working, somebody else is working and becoming better than you. So what that devolves into is like a culture of players trying to like squeeze in like a few extra hours of solo queue and sleep like 3-4 hours a day. So actually, this is something that I feel like a lot of Korean players need to fucking hear, that it's like, bro, you need to just like trust in your work and make sure that your body is like able to regenerate or like recuperate.
Is it really that
Recover.
simple? You make it look so easy.
어떻게 이렇게 모든 게 다 쉽나요?
네. 쉽진 않은 것 같아요.
Those are not actually easy to execute, you know.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
True.
What would you say? What is a book that you would recommend anyone to read? Because it's actually interesting. I saw you read a book that was basically about a guy that was like in jail for 35 years. It's like a Slovenian kind of novel fiction or whatever. So your reading spans a wide breadth of research.
Hey, bro, I like this. In my older years, in the last like 3 years, I started reading a ton myself. So, bro, I like hearing when people read. It's such a good activity, bro. Reading is such a good activity. What I say is like, you know how after you play solo queue, you feel like you're the biggest piece of shit known to man, and you're like, what the fuck did I just do? I can't believe I'm spending hours of my life doing this. That is the opposite of the feeling you get when you read. Like when you read, you're like, I feel good about what I did. That was good time spent. What a great human being. Like what a great productive thing I did as a human being here.
Research, really. Is there anything that you would recommend anyone else out there to read?
뭐 저는 책 추천할 때 항상 그 읽는 사람이 그냥 읽고 싶은 걸로 읽으라고 좀 해주시고 그냥 서점 가서 베스트셀러로 원하는 거 읽는 게 재밌는 거 읽는 게 중요한 것 같습니다.
For nonfiction, I feel like a book that had a lot of impact on me. Like I read like a lot of just like the classic ones, bro. If anyone tells you to read The Alchemist, fuck The Alchemist. The Alchemist is not, I hated that book. Read Blink. Blink is so interesting, bro. Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. I feel like that is something that people should read. At least for like me, I felt like that that book had a huge impact on how I think about things.
Well,
I really like the book Blink.
get asked a lot to give a recommendation about the books, but I always go for the same answer, which is like you just like have to read what your
Brave
heart.
New World. Yeah, I liked Brave New World. Actually, Rachel read Brave New because I have it in my library. She read it a couple weeks ago. Actually, she read Brave New World. Yeah, Brave New World is really good, really good.
Or desire to read, so I just recommend you to go check out the library nearby and just like take a look at the bestsellers and choose like which one.
Crime and Punishment. I read that, bro. That took me a long time. Reading Dostoevsky, like I can't handle more than like 20-30 pages a day of Dostoevsky. Any more than that, bro, and I'm just like I'm just lost in the sauce.
It's like the best for you.
Can I recommend him a book?
하나 추천드려도 될까요?
There's a book called Gödel Escher Back that a guy called, I think it's Douglas Hofstadter, I think is his name. And it combines the work of Gödel, the mathematician, Escher, the guy who does the mathematical drawings of the hands drawing themselves. And it combines all of these different theories, maths, science, and music to create one unified structure. And I think given what you've said that you enjoy, you would also enjoy it.
추천드리고 싶은 도서가 있는데 또 이제 수학자랑 뭐 이런 옛날에는 미술가들이 이런 신체적 학문적인 것도 되게 많이 공부해서 신체 구조를 그리고 했었잖아요. 뭐 그리고 나서 뭐 이런 다양한 세계를 어우르는 과학, 수학, 뭐 인체 그런 걸.
Bro, Don Jake is definitely well read. You can tell that he's read a lot of books just from speaking to him. Like his vocabulary, you can tell he actually reads a lot.
저도 하나의 약간 연구를 해서 하나의 결국 결론에 도달하는 그런 관련된 좀 학문적인 책이 있대요. 그래서 그것도 굉장히 관심 많을 것 같아서 한번 추천드리고 싶다고.
I'll write it down for you.
나중에 써서 제목 알려드릴게요.
In the beginning of your career, you talked about how you just wanted financial stability, and then it changed to wanting to win titles. About a year ago, I saw a quote from you where you said you wanted to separate the trees from the forest. And I can imagine that nowadays the biggest shadow that you cast is legacy. I wanted to get in your mind just for a minute. And after 10 years of being the unkillable Demon King, talk to me about the burden of being our sport's greatest.
이제 갓 데뷔하셨을 때는 사실은
Good
이제
question.
재정적인 안정을 확보하는 게 나의 큰 목표다라고 말씀하셨는데 이제 어느 순간부터는 이제 정말 우승만을 보고 달려오셨잖아요. 그리고 이제 작년에 한 인터뷰에서 나무보다는 숲을 보려고 한다라는 말씀도 남겨주셨는데 그러면 이제 페이커 선수는 정말 10년 넘는 기간 동안 불사 대마왕이라는 포지션으로 정말 오랫동안 최고의 모습을 보여주는 것을 유지했는데 그런 내가 이룩해온 유산 이런 것에서 오는 부담감은 어느 정도인지 전반적으로 이제 세계 최고의 자리를 10년 동안 유지하는 데서 오는 약간 내가 압박감, 중압감이 어느 정도인지 궁금합니다.
뭐 사실 저는 압박감은 좀 거의 없는 것 같고, 근데 스스로 이제 좀 만족하는 게 가장 중요한 것 같다고 생각합니다. 외부로부터 오는 압박감은 딱히 없는 것 같습니다.
I want to say actually I don't feel any kind of burden. It's more about making myself happy and satisfied with how I performed.
That's valid. I wanted to ask him what the reasoning.
Bro, I feel like he's at the point where like I mean I can't know how it is necessarily in Korea, but at least in the West, it's like he has so many more defender. Like he could literally just run it down every game and he would still have people like defending him. I feel like his greatness has gotten to a point where there's like the criticism is so minor compared to the like the amount of people that will like defend him with their lives.
Behind, because you'll notice during this,
like for example, like if you look at GOATs of other sports, there's way more detractors generally, but I mean the difference is that Faker is clearly the GOAT, whereas normally the detractors come from people that are fans of the other person in the GOAT conversation. So for example, it's like LeBron versus Jordan fans, so it's just them trying to constantly diminish like the other's greatness. But I feel like in league it's just only Faker.
I'll ask you a question and you understand it in English, but then you have it translated back. What is the reasoning behind why perhaps you don't speak in English more often? Because it seems that you understand a lot more than what people might realize.
네, 좀 영어로 말하는 게 아직 좀 익숙하지가 않아서 그냥 네. 그리고 좀 완벽하게 듣기는 어려워가지고 그런 것 같습니다.
I'm not quite used to speaking English, you know. Also, it might not be easy for listener to fully comprehend, so I prefer to like have it translated.
As valid, but he should know that it's very impressive that my questions are very long-winded sometimes, and I can see in his eyes when I'm saying them that he understands completely.
그래도 사실 이분 질문이 되게 복잡하고 길잖아요. 근데 딱 시선만 봐도 대충 거의 다 이해했구나라는 게 느껴져서
He definitely understands English.
되게 놀랍다고 하시네요.
Also, I bought some broccoli, and I'm going to eat some of it for you.
That's the first vegetable he's eaten in. No, you know what? Never mind. It's too low hanging fruit. I won't say anything.
That's an honor. Does he want any?
좀 한 입 하시겠습니다.
Cool. Faker, thank you so much for speaking to us. I wondered if, as we walk outside, if you could teach me how to do a barrel roll like you did in 2015.
Come on, man. My bad. I'm just so used to flaming Don Jake. I mean, all he does is flame me too, bro. It's not one way, all right? Look, if he wasn't comparing me to fucking Diddy on Twitter perma, I wouldn't flame Don Jake as much. All right. If I didn't have to fucking wake up and see shit like this, I probably wouldn't be calling him fat. All right. That's all I'm saying. Like, what the fuck is this? All right. Yo, fuck you, bro. No, fuck you, Don Jake. You piece of shit. Stop trying to make IWillDominate a thing.
이제 인터뷰 너무 감사드리고 이제 퇴장할 건데 혹시 16년도 했던
You asked Faker to do a barrel roll. Oh god, you know it's gonna fail.
것처럼 구르기 어떻게 해주는지 알려주시면 한번 해보겠다.
In the hallway?
좀 위험할 것 같아요.
It might be dangerous.
I'm fine. I'll be fine.
저희 복도 나가서 한번
You
알려주실 수
coach me.
있나요?
다음 기회에.
Next time.
Next time. Okay, cool. Promise? Promise? Okay, yeah, it sounds. Thanks.
He's like, I hope to fucking god I never see this guy again. Nice. Excellent, bro. Nice. You just wasted Faker's time for 11 minutes. Great. Oh man.